Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian here. Are you in a band and you're under 18 years old? Maybe you're 14, 15, 16 years old, and this is posing a whole new set of problems than that of a 25-year-old musician. For example, how do you book a gig when you're 15 years old with your band when venues aren't really comfortable with having a lot of underage kids running around their venue in an evening? Or how do you even get to gigs far away when you're reliant on parents dropping you off because you can't drive? These are whole new problems that come with being under 18 and in a band. However, we are programmed as musicians to think a certain way with the music industry and strategies for bands, because we're looking at the biggest bands in the world and how they've made it, and how generation after generation of bands have come through the circuit of making a record and putting a record out and booking venues and getting people down to the venues and booking tours, and then, you know, hopefully Mr. EMI will knock on the door and will say, "Hi, your band's fantastic, I want to sign you to a £1 million record deal and we're going to make loads and loads of money and you're going to be very, very famous." The problem is we need to break this tradition because things have changed. And the reason why things have changed is because of distribution and because of technology. All of a sudden, you're in control, as we talk about a lot, with making the product, with building the audience and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you are under 18, you need to start thinking outside of the box of where you can gig. Because if you think about it, you can gig anywhere, anytime, to anybody, because of social media. So you can do a gig in a field, you can do a gig at a rehearsal room, you can do a gig in your bedroom, you can do a gig to people the other side of the world live right now on Instagram Live or Facebook Live or YouTube Live. These are all gigging opportunities to basically perform to your audience. And what we've got to do is we've got to break this cycle that it has to be, we hire a venue, we put a band on, we get people to the gig and they watch us. That's great. You know, if you want to put a tour together and you want to do that when a band gets to a certain level, brilliant. However, you're 15, you're 16 years old, you've got commitments with school and everything else, and you can't just go traveling around the country. So what can you do? Well, you can do a gig every single day because you can break the rules of what the music industry is. You can break away from that tradition of what has always been. You can give people what they want very, very simply by setting up a Facebook Live at a rehearsal room and actually doing a gig for your audience. In years gone by, the only way of seeing bands was either live or on TV. That was the only way. And now that's just simply not the case. You can do a gig anywhere, anytime. And what makes it even better is you can do a morning gig, you can do an evening gig, you can do a one-song gig, you can do a half-hour gig. You can rewrite the rules of what a gig is for free and take it to your audience and get them involved in your band. And it's such an amazing time that we're living in. So if you are 14, 15, 16 years old, stop thinking of this traditional route of bands having to make an album and tour the album. You are now in control. You can make a single, which you can record yourself, and you can then put the band together and you can do gigs anywhere, anytime, to everybody. Have a think about it. Any questions, hit me up. I'd love it if you'd like this video because it really helps with the analytics. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of those. Come and hit me up and I'll see you guys tomorrow.